Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of my blind playthrough of Planescape Torment. I reloaded an older save because Ravel, that's right, that's the way they pronounce it. Ravel has more to say, apparently. And yeah, I think these are the questions about her, which I'm definitely interested to hear about. I'm not sure how it happened that I skipped them the last time. Maybe I was just too tired, and I also didn't really know that our meeting would end with her death. So I guess I know that now. Questions to Ravel. So, Ravel, who are you? Where did you come from?
I, Ravel am I, a maker and breaker of puzzles, a solver of what cannot be solved, a mind raveling and unraveling until the threads of thought are tied up like knots in a drunken man's hair.
Huh. Ravel picks at one of her jagged gray hairs, wrapping it around her finger.
It is enough. Enough it is.
That's not really an answer. What are you? You've been called a night hag, which I'm not sure what that is. I know that hags are a thing in the Forgotten Realms. Right?
Night hag?
Ravel gives a ghastly smile, her yellow teeth like needles.
I am but a woman who has sorely missed her beloved creation. Some have named me Crone, Grey Lady, Yaga Sister, Night Hag, but myself is my name. Ravel who puzzles well, providing conundrums to decipher and laying impossibilities low. But many things are said about we Grey Ladies. A race are we night hags, but an individual am I. Some call us evil of old, stalkers of mortal dreams, the kindly ones, ugly, hideous things whose homes lie in the dark places of men's minds.
Ravel's eyes narrow to reddish sparks.
But that means nothing to me. What would one such as you call one such as I, pretty thing?
Well, I'm not gonna flirt with her. That's, I didn't do that last time either. That felt weird. Grey ladies, night hags, I guess, yeah, she's making the point that she's something beyond her species, right? Which, fair enough. But as the only individual of said species, you are kind of bound to sort of represent the entire species to me. So, what would I call you? Why do I have to choose beautiful or ugly? Why can't I talk about her other attributes? I guess I can talk about her intelligence. You know what? I would say all the descriptions are all correct.
So they are, but they are not your answer. Shh. I withdraw the question, O discreet one. No more shall we speak on this.
Time for other questions then. What is this place? Ravel gestures around her.
Once a maze of lifeless stone it was, featureless, but a small black seed was wound in my hair when I came to this place, and it grew strong amongst the stone, flourishing until it ran thick throughout the maze like the unraveling hair of a crone. And so this maze of another becomes my garden.
Must have been here a really long time then. Why were you imprisoned?
I tried to help a lady, and kindly she did not take to it.
Well, that's one interpretation, I'm sure. The Lady of Pain. You tried to help her. Like, get rid of her pain?
My offering of help was unwelcome. I tried to set her free. Sigil is the cage, a city of doors and locks, is a prison for her. It must be, mustn't it be? Why else call the city of Sigil the cage? And who is caged? The lady.
I guess that makes a lot of sense, actually.
A prison so small for one so great. Unjustness, wrongness, intolerable to torment a woman thusly.
Huh.
I think I know who should be in a cage. I tried to break the cage, let the lady go free.
She makes a shooing motion, her expression becoming pained as she scatters invisible birds.
Shoo, shoo, O pained woman! Let Sigil's ring be broken so you might fly far from its filthy streets, and the stupid Dabus that dare not speak in words for fear their thoughts would be overheard.
Ravel's hands slowly stop their shooing motion, and she gives a slow sigh. There is a lot to you, Ravel. You seem to have thought about all these things pretty deeply, actually. Let the lady go free. How did that go?
Before I could finish, I have found myself here, and my memory is none the better for the trip. Much has slipped away, much forgotten. Yes, it was... was.
Ravel smiles with her yellowed teeth.
The dwindling of memory has become a comfort to these old bones. Much have I forgotten. I am fortunate in that I still remember you.
Huh. But why did you try to free the Lady of Pain from Sigil? Like, how did that whole thing come about?
Updated my journal.
Ravel's voice drops, almost reprimanding.
I resent anyone, even a power, being imprisoned and think that everyone, whether stones, shores, or quiet-bladed ladies, should be free. Some have said, more fool I. Why risk such a thing, they said.
I mean, you had to have had a better reason, right? You just tried to set her free because you thought she shouldn't be imprisoned because she has power? I don't really follow, to be honest. That just seems kind of stupid. I agree with them. I would have let the lady lie in her cage.
There are some things I cannot bear, and no apologies will I make, my precious half-man. Yet, when I cannot let matters well enough alone, many are the lives and dreams that are left in pieces on the ground. If I had let you be, mayhap much better would your life be.
So you were trying to set me free. Is that what you were doing then?
Quite possibly. Possibly quite. Life's chains and fear of death may have gripped too tightly on the man I knew. Knew then,
Ravel picks at one of her jagged gray hairs, wrapping it around her finger.
No liking for chains and cages does Ravel have.
Clearly, and honestly I wouldn't even blame you after this experience in the maze, but... So I was somehow caged. It kind of sounds like that could be interpreted metaphorically, like I was caged by death, and now I'm free, except I'm not actually, I'm caged by undeath, so... How was I exactly caged or chained? Like, what is going on here? It sounds to me as if your memory is stirring, Ravel. Interesting.
Yes.
Ravel blinks for a moment, and her black-veined eyes become duller as if she has been struck with a heavy weapon. Her talon tightens around the gray hair so tightly it looks like she is about to tear it from her skull.
Mayhap you were trapped, but it was no normal cage that held you.
What did hold me then?
Updated my journal.
Ravel looks confused, and her face twists, as if she is fighting an unpleasant thought.
I have forgotten. Mayhap a promise? No.
Her finger tightens around the gray hair, and to your surprise there is a snap, like a twig breaking, and Ravel tears the hair from her head. Ugh. A trickle of black blood worms from beneath her skull cap, and she hisses in anger. Who ever heard of someone tearing their hair out and actually bleeding from it. That's crazy. Are you alright? Are you gonna die before this boss fight even begins?
No more, will I say.
Is that 90,000 XP just like that? That I completely missed the last time by not asking this? Interesting. Ravel's face wrinkles in pain, the talon covered with the blood-tipped grey hair. Even plucked from her head, it looks jagged and stiff.
I do not know, and no knowing shall I share.
She stares down at the grey hair wrapped around her talon, and then she hisses and flicks it to you.
Take this and leave the past where it lies, half-man.
Oh, so she actually gave me the strand of her hair. Interesting. So I'm sort of prodding at her memories, asking her about herself, making her, freshen up her memory, because her memory is clearly stale after all this time spent here. And she just sort of pondering the questions that I ask her, she accidentally tears off one of her hairs, and then I get it. And I wonder what I'm supposed to do with it. And there will definitely be something to do with it, but we'll see. Very well, Ravel. Then there is nothing more to be said on the matter. I had some other questions. Well, I just asked why she was imprisoned. Right? The answer? The answer wasn't really much of an answer because, well, it was an answer, but it sort of just raised some other questions for me. I'm not sure I'm totally satisfied with the explanation, but I think I am supposed to be. Like, this is just who she was. She just did it out of the goodness of her heart, for lack of a better word. So, did she... I guess like the sequence of events here would be that she somehow was in love with me, and she saw how I was caged by whatever that was, a promise, and that's when she started to hate the idea of cages and imprisonment. And that's why she decided to do this for the Lady of Pain, and that's why she got imprisoned. So the thought process, the character trait that led her here actually started with the Nameless One, with her relationship with the Nameless One. I guess that's the case here. The legends claim you are a powerful mage. Can you teach me some of the art? Ravel frowns disapprovingly, her bluish skin twisting like a rag.
Does Ravel know the art? Is your mind gone away of the mortality, a thing all up and lost? I have forgotten more of the art than you shall.
She jabs you with one of her talons.
Ever.
She jabs you again.
No.
Well, obviously, I wasn't even trying to put that into question. You obviously know a lot of magic. So, can you teach me some of it? Ravel narrows her black-veined eyes, studying you.
Mayhap I could be persuaded by one such as you, though any other would not have such a chance, nor the boon I offer. Are you a rudimentary student in the arts, or am I facing a tried and true and tried, a tired master?
Oh, that was a beautiful wordplay. I completely butchered that. Well, I wouldn't really say I'm a rudimentary student, but I wouldn't call myself a master either. I guess number 5 actually works for me. I really couldn't say. I seem to be alternately complimented and ridiculed for my efforts. I'm not really ridiculed, am I? Let's just pick that one.
You are the one who creeps along the middle path when speaking to others, I see. Such a path lacks conviction.
That's true. I picked the boring option again. I'm the worst at this. You know, when I play Disco Elysium, that game has like 40 something achievements and I only managed to get 2 of them. I think it was because of a bug in the game, but I only triggered 2 of them, and the second one was unbelievably boring fuck, which was an achievement for saying unbelievably boring things in dialogue. And I clearly carried over this impressive skill into this game. God damn it.
I'd guess you are a fledgling mage, but you have a branching of potential that has yet to grow. I'll give you this. Shh, close your eyes. Listen.
Okay. As you close your eyes and listen, a tremor passes through you as if barbed snakes were burrowing beneath your flesh. When your eyes open, within your palm is a strange black barbed seed. A seed? Hang on, we fetched some kind of seed for Mebeth back in the day, right? Back in like episode 15 or something? That's suspicious. Why a seed? What are you gonna do with... I mean, what am I gonna do with that, Ravel?
Take the seed.
Learn from it. Hang on, that's how I even learned the art in the first place, isn't it? I think it's coming back to me. It's been months at this point. But, yeah. I guess that's what happened. Something like that. I will try and learn from it then. I had other questions still. I had some other questions concerning my immortality.
Of course. Ever questions, ever questions.
You know what? I asked those before. Let me just recap. I'm not gonna read everything, but I'll just sort of read through it. So I asked for my immortality. Why did I ask for it though? Ravel isn't sure. I tried to dodge something. What was it I tried to... Death, huh? Why though? Like, what was the point? Now she's telling me how she pulled it off, but sure. Sure, the ritual was flawed. Yeah, I remember that bit. So it was kind of a success, but not really. But I haven't actually learned why. The casting of shadows, I've heard about all of this, and I remember it pretty well, so it seems like the ritual worked. And obviously the flaws. Huh? And yeah, this is the key. Our life is a means by which we learn how to die. If we forget such things, yeah, and life is a preparation for death. So basically, since I'm not dying, I'm sort of stuck in this unalived state, not in the sense of the word that's used on YouTube to avoid demonetization, but you know, just sort of unlife. Yes, and then she tells me about the diva, right? That knows more. Okay. I think this is it, right? This is I asked everything I needed. I believe. Right? A fair-skinned one, a diva, an angel, one who soars on the wings of morning and with his hands is the architect of horizons. And this way will take me to another prison, which is delightful. And I need to go. And we've seen this bit in the last episode, so I think I will cut this part out and skip to where she's just KO'd. Okay, so much for Ravel. I think I burned through a bit more consumables than the last time because I'm a bit out of practice. But, oh no, they're coming. I gotta focus here. I was just gonna pick up the loot and see what it was, because that's where I left off the last time, but yeah, that'll have to wait. We'll see how many of these shadows actually come after us. If they start coming from all sides, that's gonna be pretty daunting. Take care of all of them. But no, it looks like these ones were just particularly close. We might have some time here. So Fiendish Eye, Black Barb Necklace, some Heart Charms, which will be very useful. Black Sphere and Ravel's Fingernail, interesting. Okay, so I'm wondering if these items that I got, such as the Flock of Hair, was actually something that I could have picked up as a drop, or was this completely unique to this outcome of me asking her the particular question? But in any case, we'll check all of those items. So we'll give these to Grace just to keep some order in those things. Fiendish Eye. This slitted red eyeball makes you uncomfortable just looking at it. It looks like it was taken from some huge reptile. And it's still moist, as if it was just taken from the unfortunate creature's socket. Do I have an identification spell? Yes. The Fiendish Eye of Kalimdar. +2 Charisma, very nice. -1 to Wisdom, that's not so nice, but I can live with that. And resistance to a lot of different things, actually. A well-known and respected fiend from the lower planes, Kalimdar was a member of the Fated faction in Sigil. His businesses were spread far and wide, and it was said he had a glittering touch, for every enterprise he undertook was successful. He planned carefully, took few risks, and prospered. Occasionally he was forced to collect on debts, which could be bloody undertakings, but in the end he always received his payments. One day, one of his debtors came to Kalimdar and told him he could not settle his debt with coin, but would provide something of greater worth, if the fiend was interested. The man was a hedge wizard of little power, but he claimed he knew the ways of blessing a businessman's eye so that no opportunity would ever escape his sight. Kalimdar, both greedy and intrigued, agreed to accept the enchantment as a payment. It worked too well, as perhaps the wizard had intended. Kalimdar's enchanted eye soon saw opportunities everywhere, too many to be exploited, and many others the fiend did not know how to take advantage of. What his blessed eye saw, the hands made broken. Every opportunity he tried to take advantage of, his ineptitude mangled. His businesses fell apart, his financial empire crumbled. He soon found himself in debt to his fellows who had little sympathy for their former competitor. Kalimdar, unable to bear his reversal of fortune, finally plucked the offending eyeball from his socket and placed it within a cube of glass upon his mantelpiece. Then, one day, the eye simply vanished. It is said the eyeball itself saw a better opportunity as a free agent, but this has never been proven. When placed within an empty eye socket, not only does the fiendish eye grant the wearer a trace of Kalimdar's fiendish immunities, it also grants the wearer a bonus to their dealings with others, allowing them to thread their way through a conversation and take what they need. Still, the blinding array of opportunities the eye presents to the wearer blinds him to the opportunities he does take, reducing how much he learns from his experiences. That might have been the longest item descriptions I've ever read here, but it was a good one. I like that. Super interesting. That really sold me on putting on this eye. Wow, +2 to charisma. Let's check my stats here. Charisma of 25. Surely this is like superior to pretty much everyone else in the world. Your charisma is the stuff of myth. Your leadership presence and ability to command could lead the planes to war. You know, I just love these little write-ups in games. Like, I love when stats are not just numbers, but there's actually some text associated with them. One very simple example for me would be New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, where at the beginning, you know, you have like these things that you get called if you put a certain amount of points into intellect or I'm looking at these stats, intelligence or whatever it's called in Fallout, or charisma or stuff like that. I just love that for every single number there's like there's like a word or two to describe you. I love that stuff. And this is something similar. how they tell me that my charisma is the stuff of myths and that my constitution is average. That's not so epic, right? But it's not supposed to be. Of heroic proportions. That sounds nice. Your intelligence surpasses that of mortal men. I mean, that's just beautiful. I wonder what it would say if my constitution was like 2. Although I probably wouldn't have even made it this far. Could I have even picked a constitution of less than 10? I'm not sure, actually. I don't remember how exactly the character creation looked. Advance an attribute score to 25. Here we go. There's an achievement for us. 11.9% of players got that one. Okay, interesting. Anyway, that was not the last thing. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting. Black barbed necklace. Where do I put the eye, though? I guess I'll give it to whoever is carrying the rare stuff. Ignis, I think. Black barbed necklace. Invokes black barbed shield. This is a string of black barbed seeds linked together by one of Ravel's long gray hairs. This is one of Ravel's improvised charms. When the string of seeds is sliced in the right spot, the necklace unravels around the caster, surrounding the user with a black barbed shield that will help protect them from attacks, and will also damage anyone attempting to harm the caster. Very nice. How do I use it, though? I don't see a use button, which usually tends to be here. If I put it in my quick items, do I get anything here? Gotta figure out how I use quick items, actually. That's, yeah. Well, I'm not sure if I want to try that, because it might work and then I might waste one of those. So I'm not sure what is going on here. Who's taking damage? What's that thudding noise? Anyway. Scroll of Black Sphere. This spell illustrates the power of force as a wave of concussive force explodes out in a 10-inch radius. 10-foot radius? I don't know what that stands for. It's not an inch, definitely. It would be stupid. That's ridiculous. A 10-foot radius, let's say, that not only damages but imprisons as well. The spell allows the caster to create a black sphere of force which explodes and causes 1 to 4 points of damage. Yeah. Okay. So basically it's an amazing spell to use if you're standing in the midst of a group of enemies, is what I'm hearing. Right? Not only damages but imprisons? That sounds OP. I love that. I succeeded in learning that. Yay me. Ravel's fingernail. This twisted fingernail of extruded night hag skin has got to be one of the ugliest things you have ever seen. Its mottled green, red, and black surface is almost a foot long, and it seems like it was used alternately as a scratching aid, nose-picking tool, and gardening trowel. Looking at it makes you wish that Ravel did chew her nails, or at least had a nail file with her in the maze. Beautiful, beautiful Ravel, the loveliest creature in existence. It's a unique artifact, apparently. Proficiency edged. Okay, so is this like for rogues? Is this a weapon that a rogue could use? Anna, what do you think about this one? No, you can't even use it. Well, who do I give this to then? No, well, no, not the con. And I'm not going to use it myself. So what you're saying is this is pretty much worthless at this point. I guess I could have it as a reserve weapon myself. 2 to 7 piercing, enchanted +2. That's actually the same here. But special 2 to 12 poison damage. Oh wow, that is actually really impressive. I'll definitely put it into my quick slot and forget about it forever. Because let's be honest, that's what's gonna happen here. Black barbed seed that we got while asking Ravel about the art. Allows user to copy black barbed curse into spell. Into spellbook. Hang on, what was the name of the spell that I just copied into my spellbook? Level 4, that was the Black Sphere. Okay, that's is that a different one? Black Sphere and Black Barbed Curse? Okay, that's different. These malevolent seeds contain a portion of the black barbed maze within themselves. Their power is activated when the seed is hurled at the ground in front of an opponent. When the seed strikes the ground, it sprouts into black-barred black branches. Wow, try to say that 3 times fast. That tear hungrily into the victim's body. Each seed contains only one such curse. Okay. Let me just learn that real quick. Where do I find it, though? Is this it? Yep. I gotta replace Swarm Curse, maybe? Well, now I don't even have the opportunity to do that. I need a place to rest before I can do that, alright? So, find the angel Ravel spoke of. Ravel claims she stole my mortality from me, but of course she has no idea where the damn thing is. She told me, however, that there is an angel, a diva, that may know what happened to my mortality. I keep trying to say morality, and it kind of makes sense, but not really. Ravel told me all I have to do is leave her maze, and I will arrive at the prison where he's held. Well, that's convenient. How do I leave the maze, though? Oof, that's a long write-up here. But I will read all of this because I definitely need the refresher still. Ravel told us a lot of stuff there, a lot of stuff, and I did watch some of the footage back, and I did go through a bit of the conversation when I was trying to arrive at this particular dialogue option that we started with, because of course I couldn't have really saved in the middle of the conversation, so there was not a save to reload there, but anyway, my point is we're still going to read this. Ravel told me, is this the first one? Yes. Ravel told me I was broken. She made cryptic comments about my scars and tattoos, saying they spoke of a balance imbalanced, trials of war, battles with fiendish elements, and called me a creature that feeds on others from afar. Interesting how they included all the specific quotes here. That makes me think that I should definitely pay attention to the exact words here. Balance imbalanced. Trials of war, battles with fiendish elements. Yes, I asked her about all those elements. Feeds on others from afar. So I theorized there that I was basically, by getting resurrected, I was killing people, right? And that every shadow was one person that I killed by sort of being reborn. So that's how I interpreted that. I acted as a lodestone to tormented souls, drawing them to me as a lodestone draws iron. Right. I totally know what a lodestone is. It's that block in Minecraft. Seriously, that's where I know it from. I don't know what it looks like in real life, actually. Ravel asked me 3 questions, the last of which was one I know I've heard before. What can change the nature of a man? I answered her, and she accepted my answer. For any answer I gave, as long as it was true to me, was the one she had sought for so long. My answer was death, by the way. I think many petitioners died trying to answer Ravel's question, never knowing that my answer was the only one she wanted. Ravel said I asked her to make me immortal, but she could not recall why. She spoke at length about the ritual, however. She told me that I cast shadows on existence. Every time I die, another shadow is born, and it seeks me out to murder me. Well, that very much ties into my theory, which I think was pretty plausible and really the only possible one, as far as I could tell. Another shadow is born, and it seeks me out to murder me. She also said that while my flesh heals, my mind does not. The more I die, the more of myself I lose when my mind awakens again. This might explain my memory loss? I don't know. She also said the hollowness I feel inside, is the place where my mortality used to rest. Makes sense. Ravel told me my mortality is still intact, somewhere, but she does not know where, though she knew of one who might know. Ravel told me to travel beyond her maze to another prison, where I would find an angel, a diva, who would tell me where my mortality lies. If this angel is half as difficult to reach as Ravel, I'm beginning to doubt if I'll ever find my mortality. Still, it looks like it's even more important than I first thought. Ravel warned me to get my mortality back before someone else got a hold of it, for she claimed that anyone holding it could use me as a puppet. Interesting, I didn't really remember that part. Well, if someone is trying to get it, they're doing a lousy job because they've had hundreds, possibly thousands of years to do the job, you know? It turns out that Ravel was mazed for trying to free the Lady of Pain from Sigil. Was that such a crime? Still, the best of intentions, Ravel said she simply could not bear anyone being caged or imprisoned. I don't know if I buy that. To me, it feels like there's more to it. But I guess there's not, because she's dead, so I can't really confront her with that again, and, you know, who else would know but her? I guess if there was like a way to review her memories or whatever, I could tell. Then again, her memories were not really all together to begin with, so yeah. She couldn't make sense of them herself. Ravel thinks I may have been caged or imprisoned when I came to her so long ago, but she couldn't remember exactly. She said something about a promise of some sort, then she tore one of the hairs from her head and told me to take it in place of an answer. Ravel answered my questions, but I don't think she expected me to leave her. When I told her I was leaving, she attacked me and she swore that I would not be able to leave while she lived. I had no choice but to fight her. And here we are. With Ravel dead. Where are you, Ravel? All the stories you heard about Ravel Puzzlewell prepared you for a loathsome monster who would devour your soul. If she intended that, though, she chose a strange way to go about it. She is undeniably insane, trapped in a black-barbed maze of thorns and evil. You can't help but pity her despite her great power. She has lost everything and doesn't even know it. And that's it. So much for Ravel Puzzlewell, folks. But we're not ending the episode here. No. We will try and get to the other place, to the Diva. Now, how exactly do I... She told me. I know she told me. I was so focused on all the information that I got that I completely missed the key bit of information, namely how I should get out of here. I think she told me in her gloating. She told me before announcing that she had no intention of telling me go, which felt kind of stupid, to be honest. That's... Is this it? Yes. The space beneath this brambled arch seems to show a large desert city surrounded by great walls. This must be the prison Ravel mentioned. Are we going to see a desert city? That sounds cool. Fold your arms around you like a cage, and leap through the portal. Whoa, low-res cutscene. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen anything.
Dead I am.
Then Death's kingdom has sealed its gates to us both. Arise, crone.
Away with ya. I'm dead, and no traffic with the living may I have.
I care little for how you die, but I warn you for the last time. Arise, or I shall slay you where you lie.
I had thought that dying at his hand would fulfill the requirements the past put forth.
You cannot have thought that one would have a chance. You were indulgent to let him think he was successful.
Powerful this incarnation is. And kill me he could have, but for a few tricks I possess. Fortunate was I.
Fortune abandoned you the moment I found you. Has your life prepared you for what is to come, hag?
I am not afraid. Not of the likes of you, ragged thing. Weak Ravel may be, but a few tricks has Ravel learned over the years, and I have known you would come.
The Transcendent one. This is a really interesting way to do a cutscene, by the way. Cutscene. I wish there were subtitles though, because I couldn't understand quite everything she said, but I think I got the gist of it.
No longer shall you trouble existence with your presence, witch.
Rest in peace. Whoa! Outlands. You know, cutscenes are such a rare treat in this game that I almost forget what I'm supposed to do. That I'm just supposed to sit there and watch the cutscene, and so rare in this game. I think we got like 3 cutscenes over the entirety of the game so far, excluding this one. Anyway, that was really interesting. So she was just pretending to have died. Okay, but now she's actually dead. And she was killed by the Transcendent one, which kind of sounds like this version of God with capital G. So it's probably something weaker, because, you know, fighting actually God would be pointless. But shame that I won't get to interact with her ever again. Interesting that I get to see these things while the nameless one isn't actually experiencing them, doesn't actually know that this happened. Alright, so where am I here? Let's check the map just to see. Curst with a C. Okay, it's here on the world map, so it seems like this will be a big zone, possibly composed of several districts. Right? Not quite as big as the city of Sigil, but pretty close, it seems. And it might also just be the last zone that's this big in the game. There won't be any more. There seem to be just a few isolated ones. I wonder what these two are between the player's maze and Ravel's maze. These heavy gates are locked, barred, and sealed. There is a large notice pasted on them that reads, "Quarantine in effect. No passage in or out of the city." Yes, what city would this be then? We have a cursed citizen and a Trisha? Okay, let's unpause, let's explore. So this is supposed to be like a deserty area, huh? Let's see what the locals are like. They smile nervously at you, holding their hands up protectively. "I try to stay away from trouble, Blood, and from the looks of you, you're it. Just leave me alone, please." Interesting. What about the guards? Surely they're not so craven. You see one of Curst's finest. He looks a little bored. "What do you want? Don't you know there's a lockdown?" Well, what can you tell me about this place? "We're under lockdown right now because of the plague. Don't know what's causing it, but we're quarantining sections of the town till we find out. You want something else?" It feels to be like so many games do some sort of quarantine somewhere, lockdown. I know why. It kind of helps explain why you can't leave an area or get into an area. I feel like I see it in so many games. I'd like to see the person in charge, maybe. What, the burger? He's in the administration building. Good luck getting to him, though. You don't see anyone these days. His mind's definitely going someplace else. Huh. I'm looking for a diva. Then you're looking at the wrong end of the great ring, Burke. Because even if there were one here, you'd not be finding it. It would be locked away like a miser's gold. Interesting. So he called me Burke, which I thought was Sigil slang, which makes me think that we're actually not that far from Sigil. But, it is Sigil slang, right?
He's a burning crackle house.
Sorry, what was that? I couldn't understand you. This is another guard, okay. There's a Lim-Lim, so Lim-Lims are popular here too. Good to know, good to know. Can't seem to interact with it, though. Actually, they seem way more popular here. They're running around all happy and stuff. I like this place. Let me just pick up some charms, because after using all those consumables on Ravel, I gotta get as many as I can find, you know? Although I really only use the ones that are for healing. What is this place? This tunnel slopes sharply beneath the surface of the city. So we got an underground section to this place as well. A dump caretaker, sure. It must be an important job taking care of this dump. You see a scruffy old man who reeks of garbage. Oh, it's our old friend Reekwind. He seems somehow more vital than most of the people of this town, more vibrant, as if he didn't quite belong here. He looks up at you as you approach and straightens his back. Come to see Kais. Heard stories of wisdom and righteousness. Examples to be set and lived by. I gotta disappoint you, buddy, but I haven't actually heard of you. Actually, then again, I haven't even heard of this entire city or whatever this is in the first place. What can you tell me about Curst? It is a town that is on the brink of disaster. All manner of evil is being done here, and nothing is as it seems. All is hidden beneath a veneer of civility, but the venom scars those who breathe it in. That is a poisonous town filled with poisonous people. Oh, that's not a nice way to speak about your neighbors. Who are you? I am Kais, caretaker of the town's refuse. I tend to their garbage, and in metaphor I have seen a fair number of souls float this way as well. I am the voice that urges them to goodness, and I fear they ignore me. So this town is on the evil side of the spectrum, drifting towards the evil planes, as it were? What is this place? This is the town's refuse. I watch over it to hunt the vermin who pick through it. I keep it from spilling into the city, and in turn they bring me more. Right. Tell me about this dump, I guess? He leans forward conspiratorially. I have a secret entrance into the underground here, a secret place almost no one knows. You know, it could have stayed secret from me, had the game just not told me it's there. There is the way into the Undercity. Of course there is an Undercity, of course there is. He pauses. But I have never used it. Should I go down, I foresee that I could never return. The way down is slippery and the rubble would collapse behind me. When I'm ready to die, I shall slide down there and let the monsters feast on my bones. Yummy. Well, you seem to lead an interesting sort of existence here. I'll leave you to it. Just keep fighting the good fight, trying to keep this town from plunging itself into darkness and evil and all that. What was I gonna check here? The journal entry. The caretaker told me of a secret entrance. Of course he did. If I pass that way, there's a good chance I would never be able to return the way I came. So would I be able to return another way, or would I never actually be able to return to this place? Well, either way, it sounds like the place to check out Lost, right? So let's walk around, meet everyone. Let's just drop a save, because why not here? And, oh, what is this? What is this being? This Trisha. What are you? Interesting how I can click on you, but I can't really interact with you because you're an animal, of course. So this town seems lively with those Trichas and Limlims running around amongst the citizens, just like that. That's it actually sounds like a nice place to live as far as surroundings go. But then you look at the ground and it's all cracked, and the town is apparently drifting into evil, and yeah, maybe not the best place to raise a family or whatever, but this is a guard tower. Oddly, there seem to be no guards in it. Oh, but there are guards guarding the guard tower, so that's why it's called the guard tower, because it needs to be guarded. Copper commons, some charms. Beautiful, beautiful. What about these dwellings? Is that what they are? Doesn't even say on the map. I guess I'll go inside and see. Doesn't even look like it has an entrance, but
Done.
apparently I do know a way inside, and it is indeed a dwelling. Where nobody dwells, though,
All right.
as far as I can tell.
Done.
And all the dwellings seem to have the exact same layout, which I don't really mind. No, let's not dialogue with the... Let's open it with my thieving skills. And I found a silver-headed hammer? I don't really care about that. Right. The dwellings, they don't exactly tend to hold the best sort of valuables. That was the case in Sigil as well. So, Roberta. Interesting name. How are you? You see a well-dressed, middle-aged woman. She has a scowl on her face and appears to be looking for someone or something. She stops and stares at you for a moment before answering. Who are you and what do you want of me? I'm Adon, and I've got some questions for you. She offers you her hand. Good day to you, Cutter. I am Roberta. Interesting. I wonder if she would be less friendly if I had refused to tell her my name, or, you know, said that I don't remember it. Okay, I shall be a gentleman. Well met, Lady Roberta. I believe you had some questions for me? Yep. I am at your service. Please ask them. Well, let's begin with the general sort of questions. Can you tell me about Curst? She smiles at you and laughs. Curst is a dung heap, and we are the excrement that fills it. She shrugs. Nothing more need be said on the subject. Okay. I see I've come to a fun place. All the locals seem to despise it. Despite me saying that it looks quite nice with all the animals and stuff. Anything of interest happening here? I'm guessing the answer is no. She thinks for a moment. I have heard that a young woman recently disappeared, the daughter of some barkeep. I know nothing of the details. Other than that, I can think of nothing out of the ordinary. Well. Okay. Who's in charge here? Tovus Giljav. He can be found at the administration office in the town square. Well, that's way more of a specific answer than I received before. What can you tell me about them? Tovus can be a rather intense individual. She pauses to think. I know little about him other than the fact that he is a Gitzerai and a wizard. A Gith and a wizard, huh? Okay. I wonder what he will think about the con. You seem upset. Is something amiss? She frowns. Yes, my husband, Karl Parfidor, is not where he told me he would be. This is not the first time that he has lied to me about his whereabouts, and I am beginning to think that he... She pauses for a moment. Come on, let it out. I am beginning to think he is with another woman. A harlot. Are there many of those around? Just asking. Why would you think that? She sighs. He was quite a ladies' man before we wed, especially among that type of woman, and I've heard rumors. She looks angry. If I find the rumors to be true, then I have a surprise for him. Well, I suppose the surprise will be something equivalent to a dagger in the face. But I wonder why I even married someone like that, you know? What sort of a surprise? Surprise me. Yes. She lifts her skirt, exposing her inner thigh. You see a sheathed dagger strapped to her leg. I wasn't far from the truth, was I? She draws the blade and gives you a wicked smile. I think finding this protruding from his back would constitute a surprise. Do you not agree? She puts the blade away. Well, I mean, it might not surprise him, strictly speaking, because if he dies immediately, he won't even have time to react. So everyone else might be surprised, but not him, you know? I think you should really think this through. So you intend to kill him, is what I'm gathering with that big brain power of mine. 18 intelligence or whatever.
Updated my journal.
Her smile slowly fades as she considers her words. Finally she sighs and sheathes her blade. I would if I could, but no, I am being a fool. Carl and I are no longer intimate. I could never get close enough to deliver such a blow. She looks away for a moment. Only one of his women could. Holy shit, so now I, as the nameless one, am playing the role of marriage counselor, apparently. I wonder how I will do, because my track record with romantic relationships does not inspire confidence in that regard. I think there are basically two persons that I've been romantically involved with. I'm talking about Deonara and Ravel. And if I'm going to include anyone from my party in that group, such as Anna and the interesting experience of biting each other, it completes the picture, sure, but you know, I think you should save this quest for someone else, dear Roberta. I think you should wait for another random adventurer to tell all your innermost fears and intimate troubles to, you know? Only one of his women could, so maybe the play here is to find one of those harlots and convince her to kill him for you, you know? This is an interesting... Is it a quest? I think it might be a quest. There's a lot of dialogue associated with it. But I don't see the option to say like, oh, let me help you with that. I have some other questions. Oh, I guess it's not a real quest, but maybe it will be once I find Carl. What was his name? Carl Parfidor. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that one. Carl, it is. I'm looking for a diva. I've been told he's in Curst. She pauses to think. I have heard that rumor as well. Unfortunately, I am unable to help you. I do not know the whereabouts of such a creature. You should inquire at the administration office in the town square. Interesting. I shall do that once I get there. I wish you a lot of luck with your endeavor of murdering your unfaithful husband. And have a great day. So we got some thugs here too, huh? Are they gonna be randomly attacking us, same as they do in Sigil? Lover's Band. Rings such as these are usually used to signify one's undying love for another. Quite often these rings are exchanged between lovers when a long journey is undertaken as a reminder and a promise to return. Interesting to find something like that in a... What is that? It's not even a barrel, it's just like the ground. Or some kind of debris or wall, whatever. Alright, so I walked into the thug camp. I don't think this is where I want to be. But let's maybe talk to one of them just... oh, what is that? What is that over there? Some coin? Okay, let me take that. I can never have enough coin. Who knows where there might be another exotics shop somewhere, you know? Mr. Thug. let's talk to you. You see a young man wearing ill-fitting clothes. I'm gonna be real with you. He doesn't look young from here. He watches you approach with a bored look. Hey there. He looks you up and down before answering your greeting. Greetings to you as well, Cutter. What can I do for you? Well, the thugs here are much more polite than the ones in Sigil. I like this place more and more by the minute, honestly. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. He stares at you for some time before he begins to chuckle. I know nothing, I see nothing, and I hear nothing. So I can answer nothing. Now run along before I have to hurt you. Fine. I'm sure I will get the same answers as I just got from multiple people, and it's probably not worth all the trouble, to be honest. So, what am I passing here? The grain silo. That feels like a random place to be able to access. Might be associated with the quest. The blacksmith, Traitor's Gate Tavern. Oh yeah, the game definitely wants me to go here first, right? Given that it's right by the gate. So maybe I should comply here. Maybe I should, if I can find the door. There we go. Traitor's Gate Tavern. Looks to be mostly generic citizens around here, as far as I can see. Nabat, okay. Got some other named characters. Dona Kisho. Interesting. Dona, huh? Like the Spanish title, like Doña? So is this like a kind of southern sort of setting inspired by, I don't know, the European South or whatever? Like Spain, Italy, something like that? Was that the inspiration here? This enormous monstrosity was apparently intended as a joke that no one got. It is dusty and untended. Yeah, I don't get it either. Tainted bars? Check a flute? What are you? Oh, I guess that's just some cool armor. Okay, let's take it from the left, counterclockwise. Sorry, clockwise. Yeah. You see a burly blonde man wearing the armor of a harmonium officer. His face is rosy with drink, and behind his smile his eyes are filled with bitterness. He launches into speech without preamble. Bars sent you? No? Then stop wasting my time. He turns back to his whiskey and steadfastly ignores you. Bars, that was the guy up there, right? Okay, that was a quick talk. So I guess we gotta wait for Bars. Oh, here he is. Okay, you know what, let's talk to him right away. By the way, what have you got here behind you? Frosty mint candy. Increased charisma, invokes friends. Okay, I'll take that. Mr. Bars. You see a haggard, grim man. His coarse face is lined and weathered, and his eyes are red-rimmed. He straightens as he sees you. Welcome to the Traitor's Gate. I'm Tainted Bars, the innkeep. What kind of a name is that? By which I mean Traitor's Gate and also Tainted Bars? That's kind of a weird name too. What kind of a name is that? He glares at you. Bars is my given name, Burke. I got the Tainted later because of some former friends spreading baseless chant. He looks very angry. What the hell do you want anyway? You an adventurer or something? Yes, that's what I tend to be in about every game I play, actually. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong is that my daughter got herself kidnapped by slavers, and now the place is going to fall behind on its bills, and I'm going to lose the place to one of those rich pikers in the first circle. He looks at you more closely. You're the fellow asking about the diva, ain't you? Well, news travels fast. Tell you what, you help me out, I'll help you. Ah, you know something about the diva. That sounds like a fair trade. Let me just, what do I have to do? So hang on, let's break this down. Daughter kidnapped, you're gonna fall behind on your bills, okay. Rich Pikers in the first circle? Sounds like a... Well, could be a governing body, but... Yeah, no, it's probably like some kind of financial institution, right? What do you know about the diva? I guess let's ask. He smiles craftily. You're looking for him, ain't you? I can tell you that he's hidden far beneath the prison. I can tell you how to get there, too, apart from being arrested or trying to bribe your way in, which wouldn't work anyway. Getting arrested wouldn't work, huh? I don't know, I might try that, actually. Hidden far beneath the prison, so hang on, why is he hidden away? Like, why is he imprisoned so deep? Someone told me that if there was a diva around, that they would be imprisoned. Like, why? What's the deal with that? Well, I guess if it's an angel, it's probably on the good side of the spectrum, and this town is falling into evil, so I guess they don't like angels. I don't know. That's my thought process here. I don't know. I don't understand the politics and social feelings in this town. Give me a break. What do I have to do for this? Go over there and talk to Marcus. He's the ex-Harmonium fellow. He knows about those slavers, and he holds the first part of the key that'll put you on the path of seeing the diva. There are 5 parts to the key, but it ain't a physical key. Is it the portal again? Is it the portal key? When you've got the parts together, you come tell me, and it unlocks knowledge in my mind. Till then, though, it stays secret. You gotta satisfy the key holders. This dude, this is ridiculous. What it looks like is that this dude has played too many video games, and he just like decided to come up with this whole fetch quest on the spot. And he was like, yeah, so you know what, you have to do 5 things, okay? There are 5 tasks. You have to beat 5 bosses here. You gotta fetch those 5 things, and when you get them together, it's gonna unlock knowledge in my mind. What are you on about, dude? At first I felt bad for you with your daughter getting kidnapped and all, and now you've decided to put together like this whole adventure trip for me. I guess I'm flattered. Sure. Satisfy the key holders. I shall try. It ain't the physical key. What do you mean by that? Like, what kind of a key are we talking then? Because in this world, key usually means a portal key, right? Sigil, the city of portals, the cage, whatever. This is not that, apparently. It's not a physical thing. Well, I guess... Well, no, never mind. That's stupid. Not the keys they don't have to be physical. It can just be a thought or something. So I guess that could be what he's referring to here. Then again, we aren't in Sigil, as far as I can tell. We're in a town somewhere. Not sure how far. Seems to be not very far, actually. I have some more questions.
Updated my journal.
What do you want to know? Okay, what's with the town being so abandoned, you know?
Updated my journal.
Heh. Troubles aplenty as always. First, they keep digging holes in the ground to make the prison bigger, and they discover this diva wrapped up in a big obsidian bubble chained to the floor. Ah, so they didn't actually imprison the diva. I guess, how would they even go about imprisoning some being like that? I don't know what angels are like in this world, but they're probably more powerful than peasants. So they discovered him. They take his sword and use its power to keep the criminals in their cages. They're busy debating what to do about the Celestial, tearing their hair out trying to figure out how they can make a profit off its discovery and cross their friends, and then the plague hits. Right, the plague.
Updated my
That's
journal.
right. Something that lays folks low, makes people ornery and bad-tempered, and too weak to do anything about it. The guards have closed off portions of the town and they're all tight-wound. They'll take you into jail or on the slightest pretext these days. I don't know how you got into town, but you ain't getting out unless you find a portal. Well, I guess I could teleport back to Ravel's place, except I couldn't because the portal's closed. Okay. Yeah, actually, it's kind of weird that the people that I talked to so far weren't questioning how I got into the city in the first place if there's a quarantine. I feel like the guards at the gate who saw me teleport in should have probably been like, "What are you doing here?" You know? They didn't say anything like that. I guess they're bad at their job, is what they are. What's with the town being so abandoned? That's what I just asked. Right, that's how we started. What do you know about the diva? He smiles craftily. Right, and we're back to the diva conversation. I'm still thinking about it, by the way. Oh, what can you tell me about this place? What this place is a hotbed of rumors and innuendo. No one trusts no one. You don't do favors for someone without making sure they're in your debt. Everyone hates everyone else, and everyone's looking for a hold to get on everyone. Someone like you're a ripe target of opportunity for people because you don't know the politics. And I guarantee you'll be sucked in. Into the politics? Yeah, I guess that could definitely happen. What are you selling? I'm sorry, what? You're selling peasants and merchants? Is that what's going on here? Oh, you're selling rooms. Okay, that makes more sense. Definitely. I gotta rent it for 30. Well, I could do that. Or I can buy some stuff, or sell some stuff, actually. Lover's Band, I'm not selling that. Oh, this is a thing that I got. The Stone Gullet of Le Fal de Gross. Which is an artifact that I consume. Slight resistance to stomach acid. Oh, this is a permanent bonus, isn't it? Because a random consumable wouldn't be worth 4,000 gold. So what this does, +1 to save versus poison and +15 resistance to acid. Should I just swallow this? I probably should. Why am I carrying this around? It feels like a net positive. Are there side effects that I should be aware of? I guess I'll maybe wait till next episode just in case some of you, just in case one of you tells me like, don't do it, it's dumb, don't swallow it. But I feel like I should swallow it. You're back. Marquez swallows his drink. Bars sent you. Good. Here's the deal. Slavers have kidnapped his daughter. It's your job to get them back. I'll tell you where to find them. You go kill them and report back to me. I'll help you find the diva and, hells, maybe even teach you weapons. Agreed? I am agreed, basically. Answer a few questions, though. A few questions. No. There are only two possible answers. Are you for slavery or against it? Wow, so we're just generalizing this one rescue into pro-slavery and anti-slavery. Well, I guess I'm anti-slavery then. Then you'll help, right? Yes or no? You know, I don't like how black and white you're making this whole matter, but it does seem black and white to me, so I'll help. Last I heard, the slavers were to the east in Inner Curst. They've got the nod from the city guard. Find them, make sure Bars's daughter is all right, and kill him. When you're done, come back here and I'll tell you the first part of the key you need to find the diva. All right. The first part of the key. These fuckers are just already coming up with a 5-part quest for me to find this diva. That's so funny.
Updated my journal.
But yeah, tell me something about yourself first. I'm Marquez, formerly a Measure 3 of the Harmonium. Formerly, I said, because I quit not so long ago. Well, that begs the question. I found out that the Harmonium, a group I'd believed in from the start, was buying people, kidnapping them, taking them against their will, and ruining their lives. Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard anything about this. Huh. It was sucking the life out of people for daring to be different, and I couldn't take it anymore. The slavers you'll be fighting are old comrades of mine. He spits on the floor. Perks.
Liars. You can't trust anyone anymore.
I guess so. What are you doing here then?
Drinking. What does it look like? I'm waiting for someone to come along and right the wrongs I've made. You seem like a good fellow for the job.
Hang on, why don't you right your own wrongs? Like, this feels like the wrong attitude, dude. Oh, same thing, of course. What's your stake in the slavery thing anyway, except for the fact that you don't like it? Same response. Wow, you are becoming quite monotone, my friend. Tell me about the key then.
5-part key. Verbal. Held in our heads.
He smiles stealthily at you.
You won't get it out of me by torture, and I suspect you won't find the others easy either. We've locked away your secret, and you'll need all 5 parts to find out what it is.
Okay, so it's a string of words?
Or maybe just a string of symbols to form a single word?
I mean, it seems like you have a part, that guy over there has a part, and the other 3 parts I'm not sure about, so I don't really have much of a choice here. Okay, I guess I don't have any questions at this point. Wow, okay. I think I'll end the episode here. This is an interesting place that we've wandered into, and it sort of rejuvenated my enthusiasm for the game. Maybe you could tell that I was kind of becoming, I guess, maybe just a bit tired of spending so much time in and around Sigil and chasing down all the quests for so many episodes. But unlocking a new place like this always sort of revives my enthusiasm whenever I'm playing a game that's this long. I guess the game is not that long, but I am playing it for a long time because I'm, reading all the dialogue out loud and voicing all the characters, and it's I've been doing this for over 60 episodes, and you guys have been along for the ride, for which I'm very grateful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more Planescape, and I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.